It's a brand new day, my powerful MBP family. This is not a reflective video. This is a brief, just want to share something with you about Falmouth. Because this morning I got up and I was reading something and realized that something that was in the making for a long time finally got completed on Friday. And so I was able to reach out to my driver real quickly and got some pictures for you guys. So Falmouth, as I know it, remember I told you guys I was born in Trelawney. And when my father passed away when I was 2 years old, my grandmother, my father's mom, because they're from St. Elizabeth, my dad moved to Trelawney to work at the Hamden Sugar Estate, where he was made one of the supervisors there. And so that's where he was working when he met my mom, and she has 2 children for him, and he passed away when I was 2 years old and my brother was 8 months old. Them say when your neighbor string berry, you always are gonna go back there, right? But I don't know if that's true. But I grew up with Granny, and then in my older age, in my teenage years, my mom was leaving for America, and so she gathered us together so we could be, with her family now. So that's how I came back to my mom's family. We lived in Kingston for a good while. And then I moved back to Trelawney with my aunt, who was a dentist, and served the Duncans region and also the Wakefield area. So today, back then when Falmouth, it was just that little town which was closed on Thursdays. Nothing went on Thursdays. When you go through Falmouth on Thursdays, half day, everything shut down. So for us, we when you left school to come uptown to get transport, it was hard. Cause Mr. Franklin, he was the one nice little bus that would run and pick up the William Knibb High School kids and pick us up from Falmouth at Junior Academy then. And so we'd get a ride home. But it was very scarce that people ran their vehicles on Thursday because there was nothing. The business places were closed, and it was just that. We call it a ghost town on Thursday. And but then we know that on Wednesdays was bend down there, Falmouth, because near and far everybody come with them goods and them spread it out on the ground and you used to bend down and pick it up, so they call it bend down. You had some stalls but not much, so most of the people's stuff right there in the before they moved the market, it was right there. They call it now the arcade in Falmouth. Once the ships start coming in, they had changed the market space. So it was a bigger space for people to sell. But then they moved it again and made it into the taxi park and moved the market down on 1 mile. For those who remembered Falmouth and know where 1 mile was, all they dump up some of the mangrove down there, some of the swamp area there, they dumped it up. And that's where they have the market now. But before, when you come up Falmouth, like almost out another road, man, people have them tarpaulin put on with every little thing. And you walk through and, you bend down and pick up what you like. And how much for this? And you pay for it and you go home. So bend down market for Wednesday. And I think they said that's a lot of the criminals who came into the Falmouth area in the Trelawney came, because they would come with the market people from Kingston, from Portland, from wherever they were coming to come to Falmouth and then, make connections and then end up hanging out there. So today, before I show you the picture of what I want you to see, I want you to know a little bit about Falmouth. Falmouth also, in the time when I went to school, there as rain make up its face, Falmouth flood. Because it's so flat and the sea, And so it would flood. It would flood. You had where the community center was, oh my God, for going to the hospital, you couldn't pass. Because the water already was so hit the wall there, and then the water would just come right over into the roadway. So when you have a good shower, hurricane kind of, weather situation, down there's a flood out, it's like a sea, part of the sea. But I am pleased that I came and visited and just proud. I was getting information sometimes when Terrian was here teaching. She would send pictures, little things. And so I was saying, I couldn't navigate Falmouth by myself now because so much had changed. So much has changed. Usually Duke Street, you come up on Duke Street, you come into Falmouth right there, you do the roundabout, and you keep going to Kingston. And if you want to go on the other side, you come in, do the roundabout, and then come to the space to head back out. And the bus stop was, the taxi stand was right out there. And then now, when I came and I visited there, we noticed that that area where the roundabout was, they blocked it off. You can't drive around there anymore. When you come into Falmouth on 1 mile, you can only go left on Duke Street. You can't go right anymore. There's no entrance. They blocked it off. They put steel guards around. So that was merely to support the shipping people, the companies that had the ships coming in, so that the people on the ships were able to navigate safely. So when they get off the ship, they come in through the arcade, and when they hit it, they're not in the big street fighting with traffic, but they're just navigating straight down to Kentucky Fried Chicken, Pizza Hut, the huge, they have a nice little plaza down there with the Chinese buffets, stations, the pharmacy, the different things in the little plaza down there. Beautiful, clean plaza. And not big, huge supermarket that has everything. You think you're in America shopping. Expensive. I mean, when you compare the prices, you have to just say whatever. You want it, you buy it, shut your mouth and keep moving. That's what I always say. Don't sit down and cry over prices. You need something, just buy it and keep going. But I think Jamaica is very expensive. Very expensive. And so then we had the ships coming in, and I'm like, whoa. And so when I saw the picture of where the ships come in, and I remember that space, because all the years people were fighting to keep it authentic, just keep it how it has been. They didn't want changes to it. They wanted to save the architecture. They didn't want to. I remember my friend, Miss Daphne, she had a store right there, that would be on Duke Street, and right near the crosswalk. And her son was trying to build something, but they said, no, can't build nothing. Everything has to mimic the styles, that the colonial look that Falmouth had. And it's just quite interesting. Now you come in, and where the fire station is, well, they upgraded the fire station. Beautiful fire station. And that area, that road now that you would have come in and you continue down through, gone, because they blocked off that area, and so you can't drive through anymore. So on the back road that you could drive to go down, you're going down now past the ship where the ship comes in. And when you're passing there, you're just looking at the ship like this, like just looking. And I noticed that when we were driving through, you cannot come through like before. You drive through and you're underwater right there going through. What happened is that they built the highway. So they built the highway from, and it comes up from Montego Bay. You stay on the highway, and they cut through where they needed to cut through, and they go through Dunkins, and they go all the way up, and so you have, the people, they race and kill off one another, or frighten people off the road, them run off the road, and so it's a highway, which we didn't have that. So they blocked off that section. You cannot drive through and the local anymore to go out. You have to go around, come back, pick up the highway a little bit, come up, and then exit off the highway to different areas, to Hague, I think, to different areas. If you want to go to Reed's Friendship, right, you exit right there at Falmouth, and then you go where you want to go. So it's quite interesting. It's quite phenomenal. Quite phenomenal, guys. You come in now and you see, still need some love because you still have some dilapidation, that could really do some facelift. But it's what it is, So much changes. And so right where the ship comes in, it's a beautiful space over there. Beautiful, tiled off, just beautiful. I think they have a store over there, because I heard that one of my cousins works over there, one of the jewelry places there. And nice. And all this time it was just sand over there, because they used to have, they call it down a wharf. And we never see behind there, the big, strong wooden things blocked it off, so you couldn't see behind the wharf. But whoever decided to dredge down so that ships could come in again, because as I'm going to read for you and talk to you a little bit about Falmouth, it was a big port years ago. It was a huge port. So Falmouth, the capital of Trelawney Parish in Jamaica, is a historic port town known for its well-preserved Georgian architecture and rich sugar plantation history, and is a designated Jamaica National Heritage Site and a United Nations World Heritage Site. So Falmouth has gotten some clout. It wasn't so before, but you come now and Falmouth is a big thing. It's a part of the tourism now. They have stuff to offer. Back then, we had we called it Glistening Waters. Now they changed the name. I'll tell you what they named it now. We had rafting on the Martha Brae River, which I showed you the little video that I went there and took, because I remembered, but I've never been there. I remember that Martha Brae River, that's the river that's used for rafting. And people come to Jamaica, they enjoy Jamaica to the fullest. We live in Jamaica, we hardly know the places in Jamaica. But people, when you're abroad and people are selling, you're buying cruise, or you're going on vacation and you're buying packages, then it allows you, when you come, to be able to go out and do the sightseeing. When you live in Jamaica, you have to rush here, rush there. I remember how hectic it was for me as a child. At 17, how much I had to get done. Going to school and had so much to get done. And so you didn't have time. Went to Puerto Rico one time, went to Dunn's River a few times. That never had time to just get up and we're going on a trip. Oh yeah, I'm coming out of that. Didn't have it. So some of the things that we look at that is significant, some history. It was founded by Thomas Reed in 1769. Falmouth flourished as a market center and a port during Jamaica's period as a leading sugar producer. So we know that when they came, they thought of sugar cane and they went to Africa, grabbed our strong black men, brought them here to plant sugar cane, plant banana, and that's how monies were made for the white men, and who sent the monies back to their country. The spices, everything, things that were here were taken and were sent back to Queens and whoever else abroad. And people got little or no pay. They lived in deplorable conditions. When I saw the houses where my father where they used to stay on the estate to protect the estate, to make sure things were right, to oversee the men who were working. Your heart ached, your heart ached. But it's what it is. Heritage. Falmouth is known for its well-preserved Georgian architecture. In a section of town, the Falmouth Historic District is a protected national heritage site. So there are some homes there, some places there in Falmouth that they do not want anything changed about it. But I think they gave permission for changes in other spaces. So when you go, you can see the difference there. So in 2001, the Falmouth Heritage Renewal Trust was founded to preserve the historic buildings and urban fabric of Falmouth, while also improving its socio-economic conditions through training, job creation, and building to support tourism and sustainable development. So that's where you see a lot of gated communities built, a lot of improvements. They incorporated the building gated communities, and what they do, they even though the space wasn't known as Falmouth back then, but when they create the gated communities, they connected it to Falmouth to expand Falmouth. So the location and the geography is that Falmouth is located on Jamaica's north coast near Montego Bay. It's Falmouth and then St. James, which St. James houses Montego Bay. Trelawney Parish is the capital. Trelawney Parish. It is the capital of Trelawney Parish. Okay, so Falmouth is the capital of Trelawney, which is the county of Cornwall. So we have Cornwall, Middlesex, and Surrey, three of them. And so Falmouth falls in Cornwall. And then you have the Martha Brae River, known for its rafting opportunities, and that's located here also. Luminous Lagoon, that's what they call it. It used to be glistening waters because the water would glisten at night. And so they call it glistening waters, but now they're calling it the Luminous Lagoon, which glows at night due to the bioluminescence water. Then some attractions you have. People can walk around to explore Falmouth Georgian architecture. You have some grand churches there. My grandfather used to go to, is it the Catholic Church on Duke Street? But the big church is a big church on Duke Street. And you have the rafting on the Martha Brae River, the Luminous Lagoon. You have natural beauties, which has many things there. Easy access to beaches. So because of where Falmouth is, you drive through, you're going to have Duncan's Bay or Silver Sands. Beaches are beautiful there. We used to walk down to Silver Sands. I had a walking partner. We used to go there in the mornings and did our Sabbath school lessons. Sister Marsh, I hope you're okay. And we used to walk. It was a good trek, but we'd walk and we'd go down and we'd sing by the seaside and we prayed and studied our lesson each morning, and then we hike it back up because coming back is all hills to come up. But it was beautiful. I was young then. I was young and strong then. So you had the beaches and you keep driving. Well, even before you get there, there's a beach, Burwood. You have Burwood Beach in near Falmouth, Burwood. And they have done some facelift for Burwood as well. And then you have the two hotels, the Royalton, and you also have a Riu on the way up as you go up into Duncan's and through to St. Anne's, where you have a lot of beaches out there, Puerto Seco, Dunn's River, and Green Grotto, different places out there. Remember as children when we went on school trips, we would go, and so those are some of the things. Then, the food, Falmouth is known as a seafood town, so you can go down to the seaside and get your food, or you can get it however. So it's quite interesting that Falmouth has really been built up, and it's hard if you haven't been here in a long time, and it's you're gonna need somebody to help you navigate through Falmouth now. But it's a beautiful thing to see the ships coming into Falmouth. Sometimes every day of the week a ship comes in, sometimes 3 times for the week. But when they come in, it's busy, 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 busy Falmouth. Very busy. People are there looking for trips to take people out on trips. But what they also did, what the Chinese did, was to make sure there was a Kentucky Fried Chicken, a place for them to buy their food, go back on the ships and eat. They have a Pizza Hut there, and all the Chinese buffets are there. 2 of them, I think, is in a little space there. And it's all walking. When you come off the ship and you cross through, and you just stay on that one side, and everything is accessible on that side. They don't have to cross the street for anything. So it's beautiful. It's really, Falmouth has come a long, long way from the sleepy town to what it has been now. So that's my little bit on Falmouth. And now, the next thing you see, you're going to see what they posted on Friday. Just like Negril, if those of you saw Negril, and Negril got theirs years ago, beautiful. They use a lot of colors with theirs, but Falmouth, they did just one color, and you'll see the barrels to represent the rum that they were shipping out, they were making from the sugar cane, and that's to just, make the connection, to keep the history alive. So, with no further ado, continue to watch the video as you see this. After that, you're going to see a little clip from, let me just add it here, so when you start watching what comes next, it's okay, you can make the connection. So added to this Falmouth thing, I needed to talk about our project that we did yesterday. So the teacher, Kayla's teacher, sent a text home and asked that we create, for today, we had to create math hats. And this old lady sat with Kayla, we did create a math hat. It's not a pretty hat, but it's a hat indeed, and it's filled with math. And so you're going to see at the end of this video, at the end of the Falmouth information, you're going to see little Kayla in her hat this morning, going to school proudly. She was so happy. You will see it. Enjoy your day, guys. Stay blessed, and trust God, because God is a great God. We have proven him over and over, but sometimes we ignore the things that he has done for us, and we take it so much for granted as if we're entitled to it. But let us take a moment, just a little moment, and just remember to thank him. Just thank him for all things great and small. If we should start counting and just talking about, you would be shocked to see how uplifted you feel. You're not going to feel so down and out and feel like nobody cares and nobody, because you're going to see that if no one on earth cares, God truly cares. And because he cares, he provides for our needs, provides somebody to support us where we fall short. And so, I'm telling you, take my word for it. This morning I was speaking to Kayla's teacher, and when I told her that even though we took the GoFundMe down, and I was really honestly, I felt a little dejected, because here I am always excited, and I'm expecting other people to feel my excitement and to understand the needs and to know that. For me, I'm not about material things, so I'm not looking for money for myself, but I see the needs. This morning, our driver sent out a voice note, and it pierced my heart. The agony in his voice because he's carrying all these children. And when he says he's supposed to collect 128,000 each month, and he said when he looked this morning, 19,000 was collected. 19,000 out of 128,500. And he said he has his bills to pay. He has to pay 25,000 to the lady who allow him to be driving the vehicle when the other one was taken from him. His bills have to be paid. For the month is $25,000 worth of gasoline to run and bring the kids. And how convenient and how beautiful that our children gets picked up safely from school and dropped right off at the door. And when I listen to the voice note, believe me, my God, people, if I had it, I would have to sponsor these parents. I'm telling you the God's truth. Because I know for some of them, not all of them, but some of them, the struggles are real. The struggles are real, and especially when they only collect monies for once a month. Their salaries are just once a month. It's tough. So when I'm out here talking to you guys, it's not about me. It's because I know the reality of people here in rural Jamaica. It's not easy. It's not easy. People might look at the grand homes and the grand this, but they don't understand that below, the people who are bearing the brunt of everything is the poor people. And when you have little children to go to school, and it feels good when they can be picked up and brought home, you don't have to worry about them getting lost or getting hurt. It's a good feeling. But then it has to be paid for. It has to be paid for. So because he made an announcement this morning early and said, those people who are behind, is asking them have the monies ready. And then to see like a couple of hours later, he says, I just dropped the last group and I collected 19,000. 19,000 out of 128,000. And he was so passionate, he was so angry, and I understand his pain because this is his job. He doesn't have another job. This is what he does. Drops kids off, picks them up again and distribute them. So people, when you see me out here asking to support the parents, I know they want their children to do well. They want the best for them. But in reality, it is tough. And so for me, who God has been so good to, let me tell you people, God has been good. And for me, it's not about houses owned or fancy cars or, I left that to the young people. I'm just telling you from my experience, from raising 3 children on my own, raising them from once they were grown and on their own, taking in 3 foster kids, helping to raise 3 foster kids in America, and then come back here to Jamaica to be doing, this must be what God has in store for me. He must see a reason why he entrusts his, people see me, and think that I'm a good source to help support the children. And so here I am with little Kayla in my old age. And, okay, you say, no, you're not old. But yes, I am old. I have to be realistic. At 55, they're telling you, you're getting discount for this, which crazy me. I've never taken a discount on my age. I've always tried because I can afford to. So I've never taken a discount for anything. I laugh so much sometimes, when I talk to my kids and say, Mommy, you can do this and you can. I'm not. God has helped me that I can take an Uber. I can, so I don't. But here I am. I'm way past 55. And here I have a little Kayla, and, I have to do the best I can for her. And with her, we did fish, and she said, I can eat fish. And I said, who's going to give you a fish? Who you think I'm going to sit here and let you swallow a bone in your throat? So yesterday I did the fish, and I stood there and I picked it out. I picked off the 2 sides, picked out the bones, and she enjoyed her meal. So, dear people, pray for us. Support support the scholarship fund, people. Support it. Believe me, God will open more doors for you. Support it. You know, let me say thank you to Miss Minalva this morning when I woke up to help Kayla for school. I was just beaming because she sponsored a whole child. A whole child. She told me on Sabbath evening, she said, I have your $100 here folded. I'm just waiting for my son to send it. He sent it this morning. We have Sheree Marie who sent $100. We thank you on the community page. And we have Miss Yvonne who sent 100. And we thank you guys. And for all of you else who are left there who will support, please don't hold back. God doesn't hold back his blessings from any of us. He doesn't send his rain and said, you haven't done good, you haven't done, so I'm not falling my rain on you. He falls his rain on all of us. And so for his blessings, he doesn't stipulate, he blesses all of us. Please be a blessing to someone. Help me, help these children. What you do, I can take your blessing. The community, the school community who needs, they know that the monies are coming from my supporters on the YouTube channel. I just forwarded the two thanks to the donors to the school this morning so they see that it's not Miss Bev. They're not thanking Miss Bev. They're thanking the Miss Bev's Productions family. And so as you find it in your hearts, guys, and you see that you can sponsor a whole child, sponsor half a child. And somebody else who can sponsor a half and we'll make it one. So please, guys, reach deep in your pockets and support the cause. Now, let's see what Falmouth got on Friday. And then after that, let's see what little Kayla, what her little hat looks like. Much love to all of you.